Hi guys, this is Mark Shawson, the Pattern Trader. First off, I'd like to extend a very happy Easter and a very happy Passover to those celebrating those holidays. And of course, I extend my well wishes to everybody around the world, and I hope that you're keeping safe. Now, in the last couple of weeks, in order to avert a Japanese-style deflationary spiral or a Great Depression type of economic contraction, the U.S. Federal Reserve has unloaded with both barrels a bazooka of stimulus into the U.S. economy, literally a commitment of tens of trillions of dollars in stimulus to the U.S. economy. And to my mind, this is going to have two effects. One of off, it's going to start inflating assets. So that's why you're seeing a stock market going up despite the backdrop of this huge economic contraction. And you're also going to see a turn down in the U.S. dollar. And we're starting to see both of those. So you're starting to see an inflated stock market, inflated metals market, and start of a turn lower. I think that this is just the beginning of a dramatic turn lower in the U.S. dollar. Now, the asset category that is going to most benefit by all of this stimulus and a lower dollar is the precious metals, notably gold and silver. Gold has been on a tear. It's sitting at 10-year highs around 1,700, and silver is laying in the reeds, and I'm going to talk about that in just a moment at around the $15 area. So again, I think I don't typically look at all of these fundamentals. I look at the charts, but the stimulus efforts of the Fed, this quantitative easing, historic low interest rates, record high unemployment is a backdrop for some monster moves in the precious metals markets in the days, weeks, and months ahead. Now, the interesting thing is the first out of the gate has been the gold market. Gold has soared from 1,300 to 1,700 over the last 6 months, and silver is laying dormant at the 6-year lows around $15, which has given rise to this historic gold-silver price ratio, which is trading around 113, 114 right now, which means that the price of gold is 114 times the price of silver. Now, typically, I remember all the way back when I started trading, the ratio used to be around 30 or 40. Recently, it climbed to 70, 80, or 90, and then it just exploded to the 113 area. Now, I'm going to share with you a chart of the gold-silver ratio, which shows that gold-silver ratio, the chart of the gold-silver ratio is sitting at the top of this long-term channel. And you can see this faint line drawn at the top of the channel connecting exactly where we are trading in the gold-silver ratio. And then coincidentally, you also see this relative strength index turning down from a historic level. So we can start imagining that you're going to get some kind of normalization. I can well imagine you're going to get some kind of contraction, which means that the gold-silver ratio should come lower. Now, in order for the gold-silver ratio to drop, a couple things would have to happen. Gold would have to crash relative to the price of silver. The price of gold and silver could keep going up, which they look like they will, but the price of silver will start going up relatively more. And I think it's probably that second scenario that is going to start happening. But for me, confirmation will only happen in a combination of price patterns and price action on the charts. And what I'm looking at right now is this silver. Right now, it's just dormant. It's sitting at around the 15. But what is interesting to me is that recently we had a bunch of stops that were triggered under the $14 level. I'm going to show you the weekly chart of silver, and you can see that for many years it was sitting on this shelf around $14, where we kept bouncing off this $14 area. I was saying to my members, we have to take this $14 area out. And that's what happened about a month ago. Silver dropped from 18 all the way to 11. And now you can see we're above that shelf again, trading around 15. So all of those sell stops were triggered, and now it could create what I call a bear trap phenomenon, where everybody who was chasing silver on the way down could get trapped if this thing turns higher. So I'm watching the gold-silver ratio, I'm watching the price of silver, and I'm watching the price of gold. And I expect that we're going to see some monster moves in the next days, weeks, and months ahead. So I'm going to certainly keep you apprised and alert to those opportunities. But with that said, I hope you have a great rest of your weekend, and I will talk to you more about gold and silver next week.